Hello, welcome back to Craft Club. This is week 5 and the theme and the story for this week is Superworm.
Superworm by Julia Donaldson, illustrated by Axel Scheffler. Superworm is super long. Superworm is super strong. Watch him wiggle, see him squirm. Hip hip hooray for Superworm. Help! Disaster! Baby Toad has hopped onto a major road. Quick, whatever can we do? Look! A Superworm lasso! The bees are feeling bored today. They need a nice new game to play. Cheer up, bees. No need to mope. It's Superworm, the skipping rope. Beetle's fallen in a well. Is she drowning? Who can tell? Not to panic, all is fine. It's Superworm, the fishing line. Then toads and beetles, bees and bugs, brother snails and sister slugs, uncle ant and earwig aunt, clap and cheer and chant this chant. Superworm is super long. Superworm is super strong. Watch him wiggle, see him squirm. Hip hip hooray for Superworm. The chant is carried on the air to Wizard Lizard in his lair. He mutters in his servant's ear, "Find that worm and bring him here." The servant crow is black and grim. Everyone is scared of him. They all let out a fearful shriek to see their hero in his beak. The wizard waves his magic flower. "Now, Superworm, you're in my power, and you must tunnel, writhe and coil to find me treasure in this soil." Superworm is very cross to have a lizard as his boss, but when he tries to slink away, the wizard's magic makes him stay. For days he tunnels, twists and winds, but all the treasure that he finds is 2 small buttons, half a cork, a toffee, and a plastic fork. The lizard flicks an angry tail. "Have one last try, and if you fail to find that treasure down below, I'll feed you to my hungry crow." The crow is flapping through the night. Everyone looks up in fright. They see him perch upon an oak and listen to his dreadful croak. "Superworm is good to eat. Superworm a special treat. He'll be juicy, fat and firm. Hip hip hooray for Superworm." Action! Quickly! At the double! Superworm's in frightful trouble. We must help him if we can. We must hatch a cunning plan. The garden creatures leave their home carrying a honeycomb. They jump and fly and crawl and creep and find the lizard fast asleep. They chew the petals off his flower to rob him of his magic power. The caterpillars fetch some leaves while busily the spider weaves. The web is strong, the web is tough, the web is plenty big enough. The wizard wakes. "This isn't funny. I'm wrapped in leaves and stuck with honey." Then up the bees and beetles fly and lift the web into the sky. "This is the place," and bang, crash, thump, the wizard's in the rubbish dump. And now, from somewhere underground, there comes a distant rumbling sound. The earth begins to heave, and then Superworm is back again. Superworm the swing, the slide, the hula hoop, the fairground ride. Superworm the belt, the hat, the crane, the train, the acrobat. The toads and beetles, bees and bugs, brother snails, sister slugs, uncle ant and earwig aunt, clap and cheer and chant this chant. Superworm is super long. Superworm is super strong. Watch him wiggle, see him squirm. Hip hip hooray for Superworm.
So the craft pad looks a little bit different this week. We've got a box. I'm going to open it up and see what's inside. So over here I've got a Superworm colouring sheet and some plain paper. I've got some strips of white and black paper, piece of string, pipe cleaner, some more eyes, and inside the box I've got some beads and a marble. You will also need your glue stick and your little pot of black paint from last week. Okay, so for this activity I'm going to use my pipe cleaner. You might have a different colour to mine. And my beads. And I'm going to start by just rolling up the end of the pipe cleaner a bit into a little ball. And that's to help the beads from falling off the end. I'm just going to test that out, see if it works. Okay, and then I'm going to start threading the rest of the beads on. So I've finished threading my beads and I've left a space at the end there. I've got about 3/4 of the way along my pipe cleaner. And now I'm going to roll the ends to a spiral. It might be a bit easier for you if you do this on the table to keep it flat. So I've rolled it into a spiral shape at the end. And then I'm going to get a couple of googly eyes, the big ones, and stick them on. So I've stuck one that side and one on the other side, like that. And there's my little beadworm. I'm now going to bend my worm into the shape that I want. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make a concertina worm, like this one. So you will need your strips of black and white paper and your glue stick. And the first thing I'm going to do is to pop a little bit of glue on to the end of one of the strips. And then I'm going to glue them together like this. So they're at a right angle, like the corner of a square. Then I'm going to lay it flat on the table. And you'll notice that I've got the black strip over the top of the white strip. Doesn't really matter which way round you start, but I'm starting like this, and I'm going to just take the white strip and I'm going to fold it back over the top like that. So now the white strip's on top, but I've still got my right angle. And then I'm going to carry on doing the same thing, folding the black strip over the white strip like so, and then the white strip over the black strip. Keep going all the way to the end. Then when you get as far as you can go, I'm just going to glue those two ends together. And then I can just trim off these little bits that are poking out. And there you have your concertina shape. And you can add, like I've done with this one, you could give it a couple of eyes and maybe a little smile as well. And if you wanted to make an even longer one, like this one, see, I've added a couple of cocktail sticks to make it into a little puppet. You could do that by simply just gluing a couple of white strips together and a couple of black strips together, and using the same technique but just making it even longer. Okay, so I've got my painting t-shirt back on for this one, and I've got my card to protect the table, and I'm going to use my little pot of black paint, a piece of string, and plain piece of paper. I'm going to fold the piece of paper in half and open it back out again. I've also got some kitchen towel nearby in case there's any spills. With my string, I'm going to dip it into the pot of black paint so it's completely covered with paint. Does get a little bit messy. And then I'm going to pull the string gently out and squeeze off the excess paint between my fingers like this. All the way to the end. And then, with my piece of string covered in paint, I'm going to carefully place it on one side of the paper in a kind of pattern. You can do this however you like. Like so. Then I'm going to fold the other side over and press it down. And then open it back up again. You can take off the bit of string. And I've made a lovely symmetrical wormy pattern. Okay, so I'm going to show you another simple and fun painting technique now, which I've decided to call marbling. So for this you'll need your box and your marble and your little pot of black paint. You might have noticed inside the box there is a small piece of white card, and we're going to create a mini painting on that card. I'm going to take my marble and I'm going to dip it right into my paint. And then I'm going to drop it in the box. Wipe my fingers. Then I'm going to close the box. Make sure the lid's on properly. And I'm going to keep holding it closed and give it a really good shake. Now I'm going to open up and see what painting I've created. And here is my lovely little marble painting. Now if you've got a bigger box at home, a shoe box for example, you could have a go at creating a bigger painting using a bigger piece of paper or card. Like I've done here, you can see I've used this box before, and I've used different colours to create some different patterns, like these ones. So here are my creations this week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.